and Scott Armstrong are the captains for the University of Florida. For Auburn, the co-captains are Kevin Porter, Brent Fullwood, Yan Cowart, and Ron Stallworth as we get ready for our kickoff today here at Florida Field. And what a great rivalry this has been. Auburn holds a 34-26-2 edge in the 62-game series. Florida has won 16 of 22 meetings in Gainesville.
Home field advantage. The last time the Auburn War Eagles came to Gainesville and won was 1972. 6 straight times they've come here and left with a defeat. So there's some debts to be paid as far as they're concerned.
Jim and I will be picking our Mid-State Federal Player of the Game in the fourth quarter. And as we get ready to get underway, we might mention that it is a gray overcast day, but not a cold day here in Gainesville. It may look on camera when you look at the sky like it's cold, but it's not. It's really very nice football weather.
And Auburn has won the toss, decided to receive the football. They have a lot of confidence in that offensive unit.
Well, they should have confidence in that offensive unit, the way that they have been handling their opponents. I had an opportunity to watch the Mississippi State game, and they certainly did look awesome, as you said earlier in the program, in that particular game. And they have raced through 7 opponents so far, winning their first 7 games. So, Carolina, Tennessee, West Carolina, Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech, and Mississippi State. And the Mississippi State is the only common opponent. They beat Mississippi State 35-6, while Florida lost to Mississippi State 16-10. However, in all fairness, we must say that Mississippi State was probably stronger earlier in the season than they have been now.
I think the best team that the University of Florida has played this year at the time they came up on the schedule is the Auburn Tigers. Auburn is on a roll right now.
John David Francis will kick off. Yes, they are 7-0, and of course, the Southeastern Conference champion goes to the Sugar Bowl, and that is what they are bidding for.
They have to play the Gators this afternoon, and then they close out with Georgia and Alabama in their SEC schedule.
You're looking at Tommy Agee. He is the deep return man and also a starting running back for Auburn. He is, by the way, not related to the former Major League Baseball player. John David Francis kicks off. It is going to go deep and into the end zone. It will roll out of the end zone, be blown dead there, and so Auburn will set up shop on the 20-yard line. Jeff Berger, number 12, will be starting at quarterback, and Pat Sullivan, a Heisman Trophy winner at Auburn, has come in as an assistant coach and done an excellent job with this young man.
He was a superstar at Auburn, as was John Reeves here at the University of Florida, throwing that football.
Pat Sullivan to Terry Beasley. A.G. Fullwood, Gaines, Bolton, and Reeves, the skill position people. Searles, Cowart, Tamburello, Jones up across the front for the Auburn Tigers. Pass out in the flat, incomplete. It was intended for the fullback, Tommy Agee. Agee's a 5'11", 211-pound senior from Maplesville, Alabama, and has had just an excellent career for Auburn. Defensively for Florida, Keith Williams, Jeff Roth, up across the front, Stipe, Armstrong, White, and Charlton, and then Mulberry, White, Oliver, and Jarvis Williams. Jarvis Williams leading the Southeastern Conference in interceptions, and there you're looking at number 26, what an excellent defensive back he's been for the Gators. Motion man Gaines, 19 for Auburn. The handoff is going to go to the fullback straight up the gut, and that is Tommy Agee with the carry, as he gets a couple of tough yards in there before he's brought down by the University of Florida's Rondi Weston, the big sophomore from Belle Glade, Florida. Agee, as you see, 43 attempts, 220 yards this season. He is one of these all-purpose type backs. He blocks very well, catches the ball coming out of the backfield, and is a tough runner inside.
Let's watch that matchup between Jeff Roth, the nose guard, and Ben Tamburello, the all-American prospect at center for Auburn.
3rd and 7 at the 23. As Berger throws, and it is intercepted by the University of Florida. He's at the 30-yard line. He's at the 25. Coming to the near side at the 20, and will be taken down at the 18. Ricky Mulberry, number 32, with the interception. The 5'9", 175-pound junior. Ball was intended for Trey Gaines. Let's watch it in the replay.
Well, it's hard to describe what Berger's trying to accomplish right here. It looks like the ball slips out of his hand. He throws up a wounded duck. And there's Gators all around the football. Stipe and Mulberry comes up with the interception. Trey Gaines was the intended receiver. The Gators have great field position inside Auburn's 20-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line for the Gators as McCarthy gets up over the football, and we look at Ricky Mulberry.
23-yard return after the interception.
Rodney Brewer will chant the signals. Natil 89 will be the motion man. And Brewer goes to throw and goes for the end zone. It is incomplete. It was intended for Eric Hodges in the end zone and falls as incomplete. The coverage was by Chip Powell, the left corner man, as Rodney let it go.
Well, we mentioned the Gators are going to come out winging this afternoon. The rushing game has not been established this season. Even with great field position, they come out passing on the first play.
Boone, Williams, Natil, Hodges, McGriff, Williams, Sims, McCarthy, Wright, Davis up front for Florida. 2nd and 10 at the 17-yard line for the Gators as Brewer comes to the line, a slot offense to the left side. Brewer's give off is going to go to Octavius Gould, who gets to the 16-yard line before he is brought down by Andre Bruce, the outside linebacker. Rodney, in his 2 starts so far, has completed 25 of 35 for 390 yards.
Andre Bruce, Jim, is 6'6", 228 pounds. They're really concerned about his activity, getting his hands up and interfering with the vision that Rodney Brewer has.
As we look at the starting lineups for the Auburn Tigers, Shan Morris, the free safety, is the son of former Chicago Bear player Larry Morris. Split backfield behind Brewer as on 3rd and 9 he throws. It is in the air, picked off by Auburn, and still on his feet until he's brought down at the 12-yard line. Chip Powell, the left corner man, number 27, as he made the interception. The intended receiver was Eric Hodges. So the ball has flip-flopped back and forth on interceptions this afternoon.
Well, here we see Rodney Brewer rolling a little bit to his left, looking for Hodges in the end zone, but it's picked off.
Kurt Crane, 39, got a hand on it and knocked it up into the air.
And Chip Powell came up with the football.
Very alertly. So Auburn 1st and 10 now on the 11-yard line. They go with the eye as we look at the end zone shot. And 22 is Fullwood from St. Cloud, Florida, their great runner. He gets the pitch and goes to the right side, and he cuts upfield. A fumble on the play, which is recovered by Auburn at the 18-yard line by Duke Donaldson. And Scott Armstrong was the hit man for the University of Florida that caused that fumble.
Brent Fullwood is so quick. Pat Moore had a shot at him, but Fullwood sprinted right by the inside linebacker and picked up some nice yardage. Even though Auburn's given the football up or fumbled the football, but they have a tendency to recover their own ball quite often.
It's hard to tell which fans are which today because both schools have orange and blue as their colors. So if you're looking out there, all you're going to see today is orange and blue. And it looks like a sellout crowd. It'll be 2nd down and 3 yards to go on the 18-yard line for the Auburn Tigers as Jeff Berger, the junior from Cedartown, Georgia, brings his team to the line. He hands off inside to Agee. Agee off left guard across the 20 to the 20, call it the 21-yard line or right in that vicinity. But whether or not he got the first down, I don't know. Henry Brown, the big senior, 99 out of Fort Myers, the right tackle, made the tackle for Florida. Fullwood here, 89 carries for 866 yards. Average 9.7 yards per carry, which leads the nation.
That's hard to believe when you carry the ball almost 90 times during a season that you can have that kind of average.
5'11", 209 from St. Cloud, Florida. They didn't make first down. It's 3rd down, and they go for it again. And Reggie Ware was in at the fullback slot. He got the call. Keith Williams made the tackle. Let's see.
Reggie Ware, 243 pounds. You know they're going to go to him on short yardage when they get a chance.
He's their version of Tank Younger or Pete Johnson.
Big and strong, big and strong.
So they get the first down to the, call it the 23-yard line, and they go with the I formation as Berger chants the signals, and they put Gaines 19 in motion. The give is going to go to Fullwood, rips it up the middle, and gets across the 30 to the 31-yard line before he's dragged down by Adrian White, the strong safety, the senior from Orange Park. What a powerful guy he is.
All he needs is a crack. And watch the center, Ben Tamburello, working on Jeff Roth. Just a little bit of a crack right there. Rondi Weston makes an effort, but Adrian White comes up from the safety position to make the hit.
Well, that's what's so impressive about Auburn is the fact that offensive line they have comes off the ball so quick. It's 2nd and 2 at the 32, and A.G. gets the carry, and he is hit and stacked up by the Gators. There were several Gators. First guys there were Keith Williams and Jason Lambert, a freshman who's in at the outside linebacker position.
Now that Gator defense playing with a lot of intensity early in this ball game. There was at least 10 men on the tackle.
Pat Dye, career record 103-41-1 at Auburn, 49-18-0. This is his 6th year at the helm of the Tigers. Graduate of the University of Georgia. 3rd down 1 on the 32 is the official, but they're bringing it across.
Some lucky person at today's game has 1, 2 free tickets to that concert. Check out your seats to see if you have won.
Inches.
Close, but no cigar. Well, we'll see what the call is from the Auburn offense as Galen Hall looks on the sideline.
Big Henry Brown, number 99, and Keith Williams playing the defensive tackle positions right now for the Gators.
On 3rd down and inches. Auburn at the line. And getting the call is Brent Fullwood off the left side. He's across the midfield stripe, still on his feet before he is taken down in Florida territory at the 42-41 yard line by Lewis Oliver, sophomore free safety from Belle Glade.
Sometimes in a short yardage situation, a great back will bounce to the outside. The Gator containment breaks down right here. Fullwood sees the Jarvis Williams getting knocked out. Adrian White gets knocked off cleanly, and he's off to the races. Nice effort by that Auburn offense. Lewis Oliver finally is going to run down Fullwood. Auburn's inside the Gator 45-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 41 is the official call. A.G. with the carry for just a yard. The Florida D stacks him up.
That was a 27-yard run for Fullwood.
Henry Brown again making the tackle for the Gators.
And Jeff Roth doing a nice job at the nose guard position. What a powerful running game this Auburn team has. You can see evidence of that already.
9 minutes and 54 seconds to play in the 1st quarter. No score in the game.
And the Gators have a well-respected defense. We know that.
A lone setback behind the quarterback, Jeff Berger. And Berger drops the throw on 2nd down. A short, quick one out in the flat to Tommy A.G. And A.G. is drilled at the 39-yard line by Jarvis Williams, the junior right corner from Palatka.
Tommy A.G., the fullback, has 11 catches this year. The tailbacks have none. They do not throw the football to the tailback. Usually the fullback in a screen situation or possession, trying to control the football, hit the tight end, hit the fullback. Their big receiver is Lawyer Tillman, 6'4", 218, number 85.
He made a couple of great catches in the Mississippi State game. 3rd down and 7 on the 38-yard line for Auburn. They're in Florida territory. Berger drops and looks to throw. He unloads, and it is caught at the 20-yard line by Tillman, and Lewis Oliver made the tackle. So you were right about the guy that they would go to, a 6'4" sophomore from Mobile, 16 catches, averaging almost 24 yards per catch. That is the best in the Southeastern Conference.
Tillman, the big wide receiver, is working on Lewis Oliver, gets just a little bit of separation right here, and Berger delivers the strike. Oliver makes the hit immediately, but not before Lawyer Tillman comes up with a 1st down reception.
1st and 10 for Auburn, and they're at the 21-yard line, and the pitch is going to go to Jesse. Jesse on the right side, and Florida had him just as he got to the corner and brought him down. Pat Moore, the inside linebacker, and Keith Williams, the left tackle, come in and make the hit.
One dimension Auburn has this season that they didn't have in the last couple of years was the ability to throw consistently. They had a great, powerful running game ever since Pat Dye's been at Auburn with the wishbone and the I formation, pitching the ball to the tailback, but they couldn't pass the ball consistently. This year they're doing that.
That's made a difference. 2nd and 11 at the 22-yard line. Motion man coming to the bottom of your screen as Berger gives off to Fullwood. Fullwood right up the middle and to the 15-yard line. Scott Armstrong making the tackle, the senior from Ocala Forest High School, number 57, as you see, getting up after making the hit on Brett Fullwood from St. Cloud, Florida. They used to test racing boat engines there. He must have heard those in his dreams. That's the way he runs.
Well, Auburn's controlling the clock, controlling the football. The Gators had 3 offensive plays. Auburn's had quite a few in this last drive.
7 minutes, 27 seconds to play. First quarter, still no score. 3rd and 4 on the 15-yard line for the Tigers of Auburn. And here is Brent Fullwood off the left side. Oh, a fumble on the play. Let's see who recovers. Loose ball on the field. Fullwood fumbles. Oliver made the hit, and it looks like Auburn has recovered. And let's get the recovery was made by Scott Bolton, the wide receiver, number 24. Let's take a look at it.
Well, Fullwood's by himself in the backfield right there. You see Tomborello trying to throw the block. Lewis Oliver hits him. Jarvis Williams hits him. Keith Williams has a shot at the football, but Bolton comes up with it.
1st and goal on the 7-yard line now for Auburn. And we'll be back with more, but first we're going to take time out. First score, Auburn threatening on the Gators right now. It's 1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Jason Lamberth comes in for Steve Stipe at the outside linebacker position. That's the position Ron Moten played. Ron, for disciplinary reasons, is suspended for the rest of the season. Lamberth at the outside linebacker position.
Berger's give-off goes to Tim Jesse, and Jesse gets maybe a yard on the play or 2 to the 5-yard line, but he is brought down by Henry Brown, the big guy out of Fort Myers, along with Jarvis Williams. Florida's defense with their back to the wall, and I have a lot of admiration for that defense. They definitely fight and scratch and claw and make you earn everything.
And they're number 4 in the Southeastern Conference in total defense.
2nd and goal at the 4. The give-off is to Fullwood. He is stopped at the 2 as the Gators rise to the occasion. Pat Moore, the freshman from Pensacola, Escambia, is the first guy to make contact.
Well, Fullwood has the ability to break tackles, and nowhere is that more important than when you're inside the opponent 1-yard line to bounce off that initial hit, fall into the end zone. That's what Auburn's looking for right now. They're looking for 6.
3rd and goal at the 1-yard line for the Auburn Tigers. They go with the wishbone. The give-off goes to Ware. Ware up over the top, and he gets the touchdown. Reggie Ware, the junior, number 36, scores for Auburn as the Tigers draw first blood at Florida Field.
Ware, the 243-pound fullback, just breaks the plane, evidently. On the attempt, Auburn has the 6.
Schulman will hold, Mote will snap, and Knapp, number 8, will kick. Knapp's foot is into it, and it is good. And Auburn leads by a score of 7-0. We'll be back with a kickoff after this. Kickoff, a junior from Americus, Georgia, and you're looking deep for the University of Florida at Kerry Watkins, number 4. There's the scoring drive. 15 plays, 88 yards. Possession time, look at that, 7 minutes and 27 seconds.
Very impressive Auburn offense. Second time they had the football. They go the distance.
Knapp gets ready to move to the football and boots it. It will be taken by Watkins at the 7. He's at the 10. He's across the 15-yard line, cuts outside. He's at the 20. He's at the 25. He's at the 30. He's at the 40. He might bust it. He's to the 50-yard line. What a great run back by Kerry Watkins. The young man out of Pensacola, Florida. Kevin Porter made the hit for the Auburn Tigers.
Well, we keep talking about how impressive Kerry Watkins is. Every time he touches that football, I think the young man's going to be a big star during his career here at the University of Florida. He's behind that wedge. Cedric Smith, number 39, throwing a block. Who's that, Anthony Williams or Ferguson, 38, throwing a block. Kerry Watkins has the ball on the 50-yard line for the Gators right now.
Great run back by that young man, and so the Florida Gators start with pretty good field position.
Two times they have
great field position.
Yeah, Jim, 2 times they have the football, and both times they have excellent field position. One because of the turnover on the interception, and now because of the run back.
There's our fan club, the Jim Gallagher, Jim Yarborough fan club there. They're still celebrating from Halloween. They'll be celebrating next week, too. 1st and 10 for the Gators. Frank McCarthy up over the football. Rodney Brewer at the quarterback spot. 36 in back of him at the fullback is Anthony Williams. And 31 Octavius Gould. Fumble on the snap. and it looks like Auburn has recovered, and they have. Andre Bruce, the outside linebacker, he's the guy you said they were worried about, made the recovery on that fumble.
Well, Bob, no, it's Charlie Wright hit Rodney Brewer as he stepped away from the center and knocked the ball loose. Rodney Brewer did not get away from the center in time, was hit by his own offensive guard and knocked the ball loose.
So Auburn gets the football at the 48-yard line of Florida. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers. They lead 7-0. Fullwood with the call. Fullwood bounces off one man, dragged down right at the midfield stripe by Rondi Western. Number 68 from Belglade, Steve Stipe in on the play, number 95 at the outside linebacker position.
The tough thing about this situation is that defense is very, very tired. They just came off the field. I think Auburn had 15-play drive. They're very tired, but they're out on the field right now, and you're talking about sucking it up. This is the time they have to do it.
There was a loss on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 11. The ball right at that midfield stripe. Less than 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Jeff Berger at the quarterback spot. The lone setback, and Berger throws, bounced into the air, and it is no good. It was intended for Walter Reeves, the tight end, and it looked like Todd Gatlin, 48, the sophomore from Fort Walton Choctaw High School, got a hand on it.
Galen Hall says Walter Reeves, the 6'4", 242-pound sophomore tight end, will be a real star in the Southeastern Conference the next 3 years, and Auburn is trying to get the football to him immediately.
That brings up 3rd down and 11 now for the Auburn Tigers as they come out of the huddle. Jeff Berger, a junior, 6 feet, 205 pounds, has directed their attack this afternoon very well. His give-off goes to Jesse, number 25. Jesse, short yardage, and that brings up 4th down. That means Auburn is going to have to punt, and so Brian Schulman, number 1, will kick. Arthur White made the tackle, 43. You're looking at that gentleman from Frostproof. He's a 6'1", 212-pound junior.
You're talking about playing with all-out abandon. Adrian White just sprinted from the safety position in a blitzing situation and just gave up his body for the benefit of his teammates on defense.
The kick goes high and bounces down. He carries it into the end zone, and so they will blow it dead and bring it out to the 20. That was Russ Carricker, number 47, who was down. And Auburn's special teams are impressive, too.
Well, when you're 7-0, everything about you is impressive. And Carricker tries to get the football. He almost has possession of it on the 1-yard line, but a break for the Gators to have the ball on the 20. So that turnover did not come back to haunt the University of Florida. The defense shut Auburn down in 3 plays.
1st and 10 for the Gators on the 20 with 4:11 to go in the first quarter. The Auburn Tigers lead 7-0. Rodney Brewer at the quarterback position. I formation, the lone setback behind him, and dropping is Brewer, and the ball is tipped into the air, almost intercepted by Auburn. It was intended for Ricky Natile or Eric Hodges. I don't know which one. They were both running out in that same flat, and it looks like Edward Phillips got a hand on it.
Edward Phillips, a big 235-pound middle linebacker, almost catches the deflected pass. Benji Rowland, the nose guard, possibly gets his hands up. Oh no, I think it's deflected by that 6'6" linebacker, Andre Bruce. There was some concern as the ball was thrown to Natile that Andre Bruce could bat that ball away often this afternoon, and there he goes and does it.
Well, there should be concern. He's playing an excellent first quarter. 2nd down 10 at the 20-yard line for the Gators, trailing by a score of 7-0.
Tony Lomack in the game at wide receiver. Tony this week was moved from running back to wide receiver for this ball game.
Octavius Gould, 31, dots the I. Anthony Williams is the up back, and Gould gets the call. Off the left side, he gets a couple of yards to the 22-yard line before Bruce and Tracy Rocker make the tackle.
Tracy Rocker, number 74, just a sophomore. Octavius Gould, 410 yards this year. Tremendous effort by the young freshman tailback.
From Browns Mills, New Jersey, he was a parade All-American. He's the first true freshman to start in the backfield for Florida since Neil Anderson. 3rd down and 8 on the 22 now for the Gators, as Rodney Brewer looks at the Auburn defense and drops. Brewer scrambling out of the pocket and still on his feet and dragged down way behind the line of scrimmage at the 15-yard line by Ron Stallworth and Andre Bruce. So Rodney goes down, and they're going to spot it at the 15-yard line.
Well, better to give up the sack than to give up the interception. That might be some maturity on Rodney's part. Give some credit to that Auburn defense. They shut the Gator receivers down right there. Rodney had to eat the football, take the sack.
Jamie McAndrew will be kicking for the University of Florida. 4th and 15 at the 15 as he gets off and sails a very nice one. And Trey Gaines, 19 for Auburn with the carry and stacked up at the 41-yard line. And was he hit hard by James Massey, number 42, who was really down under that kick.
Massey doing a nice job when he plays on offense at the tailback position. Was the star of the specialty teams right there.
He'll get a gold star when they look at films on Monday for that one.
Yeah, they used to put them on helmets. They don't do that anymore. They got where they had no room on the helmet.
Didn't know what the helmet said besides star. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line for Auburn. Jeff Berger, the quarterback, I formation, and carrying the football is Brent Fullwood. He gets a couple of yards, but Florida's Jeff Roth and Henry Brown combine to make the tackle. You know, the winning attitude starts with individual performance combined with a strong team morale. Mid-State Federal Savings and Loan admires this spirit and is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the Most Valuable Player of the Game Award, which will be announced at the conclusion of today's game. Mid-State Federal is Florida's full-service financial center. As you look at what looks to be a very full house here at the University of Florida. 2 minutes to play first quarter. Auburn up 7-0. 2nd and 8. And on the carry, Brent Fullwood again taken down by the Florida D as Henry Brown, who's played a great game this first quarter, gets credit for the tackle.
Watch Henry Brown from Fort Myers, Florida, from the defensive tackle position, making a great effort right there, hitting Fullwood in the backfield. And there's 4 other Gators. Pat Moore on the hit. Lewis Oliver standing at the ready.
3rd down and 7 at the 44-yard line for Auburn. They're up 7-0. And Berger to pass. Throws, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Walter Reeves, 86, the tight end. Adrian White, number 2, on the coverage.
Tip your hat to that defense. And
Well,
they're doing it with a standing ovation from the Gator faithful.
1 minute and 20 seconds to play in the first quarter. The Tigers lead 7-0. It's 4th and 7 at the 44, and Brian Schulman will punt. He's had 1 kick this afternoon for 48 yards.
And we mentioned earlier, no longer is Auburn vulnerable when they're in a passing situation. They've had a lot of success. Berger leading the Southeastern Conference in passing efficiency.
Ricky the Rocket Natillo with the fair catch at the 17-yard line. So good field position for Florida, except there's a flag on the play back at the 32-yard line.
Now they're calling roughing the punter. Evidently there was contact made. They felt he could avoid it. If you're blocked into the punter, there will be no penalty, but evidently they felt that he could have stopped his momentum, but he went ahead and hit the punter anyway. We couldn't pick up a number right there.
Well, let's see what the call is. It is running into the punter, which is only a 5-yard penalty, and so it was declined, and that means the play stands as we look at Albert the Alligator. So Florida with the football at the 17-yard line.
With the penalty, evidently they wouldn't have had a first down. Therefore, they refused the punt. Refused the penalty, and the Gators are pinned inside their 20. If they punted from closer in, it might go in the end zone, and the Gators would pick up a 3 or 4 yard benefit.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line now as Rodney Brewer looks at the 3-man front being thrown up by Auburn. Linebackers playing right in the gaps. And Rodney Brewer being chased. Fumbles on the play. Let's see if it is recovered. It might have been recovered. No, it was recovered by Auburn. I thought that Jeff Zimmerman might have dropped on the football, but it was recovered by Auburn. So the Auburn Tigers. Let's take a look at it again.
Look at the top of your screen. I think it's Nate Hill. Number 99 comes in on Bob Sims right there. Or is that Andre Bruce? We can't pick up the number. It was Andre Bruce.
93.
Andre Bruce
and then
from the outside, beating the block of Bob Sims and hitting Rodney Brewer in the back, knocking the ball loose.
Robert Goff, 98, made the recovery. And so a big loss on the play, a loss of the football. Look at Auburn with great field position. 1:03 to play in the first quarter. It's 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line for the Tigers as they go with the full wishbone. And the give-off is going to go to Tim Jesse off the left side. He's inside the 10 before Florida's Jarvis Williams, the right corner, makes the tackle. Jesse, number 25, a 198-pound senior running back for the Tigers.
Auburn will be looking for a new tailback next year with Brent Fullwood, the first-team tailback, and Tim Jesse, who's in the ball game right now, being seniors.
2nd down and 8 on the 9 for the Tigers. Again, they go with the wishbone. Berger hangs onto it on the option. He pitches out to A.G., and Florida diagnosed that one, brought him down behind the line of scrimmage. Bill Lang, Kerry Watkins combining.
Adrian White also.
Too.
Nice job again by that Gator defense, and they're not playing chopped liver out there, are they?
No, they're not. They're playing a team that's 7-0 overall, 3-0 in the Southeastern Conference. Total offense thus far for Auburn, 96 yards. For Florida, -13. That is the end of the first quarter. 7-0 Auburn. We'll be right back.
Go. Almost got me there. What moves? What a running back. And now here comes my greatest moment of glory. Some things are too good to last. My longest yards against Auburn University. You know, I was always trying to be a hit back then. On the football field, off the football field, wherever. Maybe you're trying to be a hit now, too. There's no easy way. You got to work for it. I'll tell you one thing. Drugs is not the answer. Not then, not now. I've seen it all too often in this business, in sports, with teenagers. Nobody ends up a winner with drugs. It takes guts to be a winner. And when you reach your goal, it's great to know that you did it on your own. After all, you can't be a hit when you're high.
Something to think about from the NCAA.
There's a total offense, 94 for Auburn, -13 for Florida. 3rd and 10 at the Florida 11 for the Auburn Tigers. Jeff Berger, 12 at quarterback, I formation, and Berger's give to Brent Fullwood. Fullwood off the right side, he's at the 5, and he's in the end zone for the second Auburn score of the afternoon. And so the Tigers are up now by a score of 13-0 as we get ready to see if they'll go for 2 or kick the extra point. They're going to kick the extra point.
The Gators are blitzing, and they get caught pinned inside. The offense does a nice job of pinning the Gators inside. Fullwood just uses his speed to bounce to the outside into the end zone.
They go for the extra point, and it'll be Knapp, number 8, and he kicks it, and it is good. And Auburn leads by a score of 14-0, and we'll be right back. And is picked up by Florida's Dwayne Ferguson right there at the 12-yard line, right on the line. But let's see if they rule that it has gone out of bounds.
I think it went out of bounds, and they're going to have to kick again.
It over. That was the ruling.
They were kicking the ball.
Will have to kick again.
Excuse me, Jim. They were kicking the ball away from Kerry Watkins. He scared him with that first opportunity he had.
So, 3 plays, 11 yards, 110 possession time. Brent Fullwood's 11-yard run does the job, and the extra point by Knapp is good. Got to start this afternoon. You look at Kerwin Bell, number 12, who has been out with an injury, and this is the first time that he has been in uniform on the sideline in a month. So the 5-yard penalty will mean that Auburn will kick off from the 30, and Knapp moves to the football and boots it. It's going to go high. And they want Kerry Watkins to get it. He does at the 7, he's at the 10, he's at the 15-yard line, at the 20, he's across the 25 into the 32-yard line before Auburn's special teams guys get down there. And it looked like Andy Irvine, number 61, was there, along with number 31 for Auburn, John Dobbs.
Well, you can hear the collisions up here in the press box. A lot of hard hitting going out there. The Gator offense looking for some consistency right now. They need to get something going, get out of the hole. They've got negative yardage so far this afternoon.
It's 1st and 10 now for the Gators as Rodney Brewer comes to the line. He's got an I formation. with a slot to the right side. The give off to Octavius Gould on the counter, and he gets a yard. Tracy Rocker, the left tackle, makes the hit, and there's a flag on the play at the 32-yard line. The flag is going to go against Auburn.
Auburn evidently lining up offsides.
So they'll march it off. 5 against the Tigers, and it gives the Gators the football at the 36-yard line. And it'll be first down and 5 at the 36.
Well, when you're playing a defense like that, you'll take 5 yards any way you can get it.
Better believe it. They are active. Auburn's an impressive football team. Split backfield behind Brewer with receivers left and right. Lomack has checked into the game in a receiver spot. The give-off is going to go to Anthony Williams, the fullback, the junior out of Tampa Plant High School, and he gets a couple of tough yards in there, maybe a tough yard before Andre Bruce and Tracy Rocker make the hit.
And that was a very sloppy exchange. They almost fumbled on the exchange right there. They got to get some poise out there on offense right now. Got to get their wits about themselves.
Second down and 3 on the 38-yard line now for the Gators. Here in the second quarter, in the opening moments, the Tigers of Auburn leading 14-0 at Florida Field. They go with the eye, and the handoff goes to Gould, straight up the middle, cuts off the right side, a fumble on the play, and it looks like, no, they say they blew it dead at the 47-yard line. They blew the play dead at the 47-yard line. So Florida gets a break on that one.
Octavius Gould hits a giant hole up front. Big Jeff Zimmerman playing with an injury. He's got a hamstring problem. Sean Morris makes the hit, but they call it dead. Gators have that first down, their initial first down of the ball game.
Well, the ground can't cause a fumble. First and 10 on the 47-yard line. I formation with receivers left and right. And the give off on the counter goes to Anthony Williams off the right side, and he has got the first down near the 40-yard line. Kevin Porter drove him out on the far side, but a nice carry for Anthony.
Well, the Gator offensive line did a nice job there driving Auburn off the ball. That enables Anthony Williams to make the cutback. See right there, you can't make a cutback if there's no room. David Williams throwing a block right there. Sean Morris in pursuit. Finally, Kevin Porter making the hit. The Gators on the Auburn 41-yard line.
First and 10 now for the Gators, and they're in Auburn territory, moving the football. Rodney Brewer with the I formation. The give-off goes to James Massey, number 42, the junior out of Monticello, and Edward Phillips, linebacker for Auburn, makes the tackle. Short gain, 1 yard. Second and 9 coming back for Florida's Gators.
Henry Brown. Clifford Charlton, excuse me, on the sideline.
Williams and Gould are the setbacks now behind Rodney Brewer on second and 9 at the 40-yard line. Receivers left and right for the Gators. And Brewer to throw. He does out in the flat. He's got Eric Hodges complete at the 32-yard line. Chip Powell makes the tackle for Auburn. Close to a first down. Hodges has caught 8 balls for an average of just under 14 yards per catch.
Hodges, a fifth-year walk-on senior, does not have a scholarship. Brewer throws the ball to him, and he's immediately hit by Chip Powell, number 27, the cornerback.
Eric Hodges from Philadelphia. He will split to the outside now on 3rd and 1 at the 32 as Florida goes with the I off the near side hash mark. The carry goes to Gould, going for the first down. Let's see if he got it. Nate Hill, the right tackle, makes the contact for Auburn.
Frank McCarthy throwing a block at the center position. Oh my goodness, a fumble.
Let's take a look at that again.
Well, we didn't see it from the press box. Somewhere in the pileup.
Somewhere in that pileup there was a fumble, and Auburn has recovered it at the 32-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Auburn Tigers.
What could have been a confidence builder for that Gator offense turns into a disaster.
11 minutes and 8 seconds to play in the second quarter. The Tigers of Auburn lead by a score of 14-0. And Berger with a quick one out to Agee, who is drilled as he catches the football for a loss of a yard. Jarvis Williams and Reggie Corlew make the tackle.
Jarvis Williams, one of the captains of that crunch bunch in the secondary. A lot of pride in that Gator secondary. Those folks will do some hit.
2nd and 11 now at the 32 for Auburn. Rodney Brewer talking with Galen Hall and running back coach Larry Kirksey. Motion man to the bottom of the screen. The pitch is going to go to Fullwood, trying to turn it outside, and the Gators take him down at the 37-yard line. So he picks up about 5 on the carry. You can see why this guy is so tough to bring down.
Oh, you bet. Clifford Charlton thought he had containment right there. Fullwood gave him a little dip to the inside, then sprinted outside. Clifford was doing a nice job, but he got pinned, got held momentarily by that little fake that Fullwood made, and then he picked up 5 or 6 yards.
10 carries for 72 yards, so they're holding him to 7 yards per carry, or a little over. His average is just under 10. Berger to throw, and does, and it is incomplete. Ricky Mulberry on the play for Florida. Scott Bolton was the intended receiver, and so that brings up 4th down, and Auburn will kick.
This couldn't been played any better than Mulberry played that little out route right there. Bolton coming down about 6 or 7 yards, just enough to pick up the 1st down, but Mulberry broke on the ball and knocked it away.
4th and 5 at the 37-yard line is the situation. Auburn in their own territory, and their kicker, Brian Schulman, is back deep, and he gets the kickoff. And Ricky Natile will take it down at the 12-yard line. He's running laterally, turns upfield at the 15-yard line, at the 20, and goes out of bounds on the far side at the 23-yard line. And Chip Howell took him out for Auburn.
A lot of effort by Ricky right there, but he wasn't able to turn that corner. But you saw his speed at work right there. He almost got outside, but Porter is a cornerback, so he was able to stay with him.
Well, a guy with less foot speed would have lost a lot on that
He would have lost containment, and Natile would still be running.
Right. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line now for the Gators. We've got a couple of young Gator fans. Octavius Gould and Anthony Williams are the running backs. Anthony's the up back. Octavius at the top of the I. Rodney Brewer at quarterback, and receivers left and right for the Gators as they go to work. And Rodney Brewer, the left-handed gun, throws long, and it is intercepted by Auburn's Alvin Briggs. Number 4, intended for Eric Hodges, deep, and intercepted by Alvin Briggs.
Now the Gators going right here with the fly route. They're trying to get some respect deep from that Auburn defense, and Eric Hodges is sprinting down the sideline, but Alvin Briggs comes up with the interception. A great effort. The ball was just a shade underthrown. Hodges had about a step on Briggs.
Great play by the Auburn defensive back, Briggs. 1st and 10 at the 34 for the Tigers. Berger looks to throw, and he's going to go long over the top, and it is complete to Lawyer Tillman, number 85. Lewis Oliver brings him down, and I'll tell you, he is a tough guy to defend against, because at 6'4", he's got height on most defensive backs, but besides that, he has great leaping ability.
Well, he probably goes well over 10 feet in the air to catch this ball. Tillman, 6'4", 23.6 yards per catch. And you see evidence right there why he can do that, how he does that. Just a brilliant reception.
Out of Mobile, Alabama. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line for Auburn. They're in Florida territory. Berger with the eye. Berger's give is going to go to Fullwood, and he is stacked up at the 35-yard line by Florida's D. Scott Armstrong, the first guy to make the hit, along with Rondi Weston. Now let's take a look at Tillman's catch, and we'll show you what we're talking about.
Well, of course, Berger leads the conference in efficiency, so he's going to get the ball to him. Look at that Auburn offense protect Berger. He gets a second look down the field at Tillman, and watch him go up for the football right in between the sandwich of Lewis Oliver and Adrian White.
2nd and 9 at the 35-yard line for Auburn. The pitch is going to go to Agee, trying to turn outside, brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Pat Moore, 45. A freshman from Pensacola gets in to make the hit.
So impressive. Pat Moore is so impressive. Those inside linebackers, he and Todd Gatlin seeing a lot of activity this season and rising to the occasion. Watching shoot the gap right here. He sees that Agee is trying to get outside, and he just shoots the gap rather than sprint to the outside. He took the chance on catching him, and that's what he did.
3rd and 11 at the 37-yard line. I formation for Auburn, and Berger to throw, and a wobbly ball in the air, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Trey Gaines, number 19, and Kerry Watkins was the coverage man for the University of Florida. Flag on the play, and the flag is back at the 46-yard line. A hold against Auburn.
While they're discussing the penalty, we might talk about that offensive line. Stacy Searles, Yan Cowart, Ben Tamburello, Vincent Jones, Jim Thompson. They're not very big. They're very lean and quick, that offensive line for Auburn. Ben Tamburello, we understand, is a candidate for the Outland Trophy at the offensive center. Very rarely does an offensive lineman get that kind of notice.
They're not big. They just play big.
Boy, do they ever. They play 7-0. That's what they play.
Schulman is in to kick as Albert cools off a little bit. It's 4th and 11 at the 37-yard line. His average has been 56 yards per kick, and goes out of bounds at the 6-yard line, and he did his job. He put that ball exactly where Pat Dye and his staff wanted it. Will be the tailback, and Anthony 36 will be the fullback. Lomack has checked into the game. He is to the left out of your screen at a wide receiver spot. On the counter, Anthony Williams as they get it to the 8-yard line, and Benji Rowland, the middle guard, makes the hit for Auburn. 7:22 to play in the second quarter, and the Tigers lead 14-0. As we see, there's a young TV 20 fan. Let's watch our production crew from here in Gainesville during the week, and on weekends too. 2nd and 8 on the 8-yard line. The pitch is going to go to Gould, and he cuts upfield and goes to the 15-yard line. He's going to be close to a first down. Octavius Gould with the carry. Edward Phillips makes the hit, and there was a flag on the play. Flag is back at the 9-yard line. As the officials talk about it, it is a hold against Florida. Talking to see the Auburn defensive captains to see what decision they will make. 6:52 to play in the second quarter. The Tigers have scored twice. Brent Fullwood scored the second touchdown. Reggie Ware went up over the top from the 1 to score the first. Kick has been good both times. Hold was against Florida, and it's going to put them back to the 4-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 12 for the Gators. Rodney Brewer looking at now 4-man front being thrown up by Auburn with the 3 linebackers. The give off goes to Gould. Gould hits in there and gets to the 5-yard line before he's brought down.
That was literally your brick wall, wasn't it? He didn't get anything right.
It was. Ron Stallworth, the first guy, 92 to make contact, but I think just about everybody but Pat Dye made contact for Auburn on that last play. 3rd down 12 on the 4 for the Gators. Simmons and Lomack in at the wide receiver positions for the Gators. Rodney Brewer to throw, and he goes long, and it is intercepted by Auburn. Taken down by Arthur Johnson, but he dropped it. We thought he had it, but he dropped it. It was intended for Stacy Simmons.
Stacy Simmons does a nice job of knocking the ball away from Arthur Johnson right there. Rodney trying to get the ball to Stacy Simmons, but Arthur Johnson actually looks like the intended receiver, and Stacy Simmons becomes a defensive back, knocking it away. Nice job by the freshman. Now the Gators are in punting position.
Jamie McAndrew has gotten off one kick this afternoon for 51 yards. It's officially 4th and 12 at the 4, and McAndrew gets off a wobbly one. It'll be taken by Auburn at the 37-yard line by Trey Gaines, and he's at the 30-yard line. He's at the 20, still on his feet, and he's inside the 10-yard line and down to the 8-yard line before McAndrew makes the tackle. And Trey Gaines is a leadoff man and outfielder for the Auburn baseball team. He also wears 19 like Rodney Brewer, who's on the Florida baseball team. A senior from Cairo, Georgia, carries that all the way back. And McAndrew, the son of former Met pitcher Jim McAndrew, punting for Florida, makes the hit at the 7-yard line.
Yeah, when you don't get the sufficient height on the ball to allow your teammates to get down there in coverage, a good return man like Gaines can break one. 1st and goal at the 7 now for Auburn. And on the carry, it's Reggie Ware. It looks like there's a fumble on the play, and the Gators have recovered. So Florida gets the football back. The defense gets it back for the offense. Jason Lambert, number 59. Jarvis Williams, 26. Let's see in the scramble who's going to come up with it. Kerwin Bell is now going in at quarterback. Webby Burnett in also on that play. Jarvis Williams, given the extra effort, looks like he was shaken up. He's limping off the field right now. Kerwin Bell in the huddle discussing with his teammates what they need to get done. Kerwin gets the football 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line, and this is the first time that he's played in a month. Auburn right now with 139 yards in total offense. The Gators have been limited to 23. Those players were wearing shirts that say Warnicki 200 wins. That's for Al Warnicki, who's a local coach here in Gainesville and one of the finest high school coaches I've ever known. Octavius Gould turns upfield and gets to about the 14-yard line before he's brought down. Edward Phillips makes the tackle for Auburn. Kerwin Bell back in there coming off that injury. James Massey now in at one of the running back spots. 5:02 to play in the first half, and the Auburn Tigers lead the Florida Gators 14-0. With the I formation now, Kerwin Bell gives off, and this time it goes to Massey, and Massey rips it to about the 18-yard line before Auburn takes him down. Kurt Kane, inside linebacker, 210-pound junior, making the tackle. Massey, a junior also from Monticello, Florida, went to Jefferson County High School. Almost 2 yards short of the first down, so it's going to be third and 2 at the 18-yard line. Maybe 3rd and 1. It's our angle right now. It might be 3rd and 1.5. 3rd and 1.5. There's Crane is Auburn's leading tackler. You can see why as he active. Kerwin Bell's pitch is going to go to Massey, cuts it up the middle, and he's got the first down to the 22-23-yard line. Edward Phillips makes the tackle. So Massey gets the first down. Because the offensive line got some movement and Massey had the talent to go for it. He wasn't going to dilly-dally around on the outside. He sees some light and he puts the head down and goes for it. He knew exactly what he needed to do to get the first down. So give that young tailback some credit, as well as the offensive line, for giving him the crack. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line now for the Gators, and so far Bell has not thrown. Now Bell scrambles, still on his feet, and throws out in the flat. It is incomplete. It was intended for Anthony Williams and falls is incomplete. Brian Smith, the outside linebacker, was the coverage man. Nate Hill actually just let that one go. And he did, because Nate Hill was hanging all over him. Nate Hill, 6'5", 261-pound junior, and Kerwin just threw that one in the stands. 2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line for Florida's Gators. Darrell Woolard, 21, at a wide receiver spot, checks into the left, and Eric Hodges to the right. They go with a slot offense, and they've got 2 receivers in the slot. A lone setback as Kerwin Bell throws, and it is complete.
to the 35-yard line for another first down to Eric Hodges. Kevin Porter, the left corner man, makes the tackle for Auburn. Nice catch by the senior from Philadelphia. 36-yard line for the Gators with the eye. Again, Bell is going to throw, and does, and it is intercepted by Auburn. Intercepted by Arthur Johnson, number 40. It was intended for Hodges, and so Johnson comes up with the intercept. A big play. 6'3", 198-pound senior.
Arthur Johnson, one of the two seniors on the defense for the War Eagles. We mentioned how many underclassmen they have on that great defense. Kerwin gets plenty of time right here, just underthrows a little bit. Arthur Johnson cleanly makes the interception.
I can tell you Mr. Johnson's going to go high in the National Football League draft in the spring.
And who's going to get the test right here? That Gator defense again.
3 minutes and 8 seconds to play first half. 1st and 10 on the 48. Fullwood takes the pitch and cuts left, and he is met by most of the Gator defense right at the line of scrimmage. He might have picked up a very tough yard on the play.
I tell you what, there's a lot of pride in that Gator defense out there this afternoon. They're getting 6 and 7 and up to 10 men on a tackle every time Fullwood or one of the running backs gets that football. Watch that pursuit. Auburn with a tremendous offense, and the Gator defense rising to the occasion.
The secondary's done an excellent job too. Berger is 4 for 10 this afternoon, so that is a lot less than his average. 2nd and 8 at the midfield stripe. Fullwood cuts back against the grain and cuts upfield. He's being chased by the Gators and taken out of bounds at the 34-yard line. And there's a flag on the play as they took him out, probably for grabbing the face mask. Let's take a look at it. Or do we have it again? Okay, we're waiting for the call, and then we'll take a look at it. Yeah, that's what it's for. And it's against Florida. Now we'll look at it.
Well, Fullwood on the pitch here decides to turn back immediately. He just did all that on his own. There's no one there because the Gators were pursuing heavily to the right. Kerry Watkins grabs a face mask. He let go immediately, but he had it for an instant, so the flag was thrown.
Okay, it was the unintentional 5-yard penalty, so that sets the football to the 29-yard line. I'm sure Watkins was just grabbing a hold of anything as he was going through the air, and that just happened. That was not an intentional. 1st and 10 at the 29. 2:20 to play in the half, and Auburn up 14-0, and the Gator defense with their backs to the wall again. The give-off is going to go to Jesse, and they hit him and take him down as he hits the line. Keith Williams right there along with Jeff Roth, the sophomore nose guard. 2:05 to play, or there you can see the clock ticks away. The Tigers of Auburn lead the Gators of Florida 14-0. 2nd down and 8. The ball on the 28-yard line.
Of all the running backs that the War Eagles have, Reggie Ware is the only junior out of the top 4. The rest are seniors.
We're looking at number 96, Jeff Roth from Seminole, Florida, a moment ago. 2nd and 9, and the give-off on the counter is going to go to Tim Jesse. Again, the Gator D takes him down. We want to mention that Gator basketball is back, and the team is ranked in the preseason top 20 in several publications for the first time ever. First tip-off next month, so order the tickets now from the Gator ticket office. Call toll-free in the state of Florida, 1-800-342-7851, or call 904-392-0664.
Scott Armstrong, the senior, making his last appearance on Florida field, does an excellent job from his inside linebacker position right there, shooting the gap, hitting Jesse in the backfield. Scott Armstrong from Ocala, the senior.
3rd down and 8 at the 20. Number 8 will be the place kicker. The snap will come from Pat Moat, and the hold will come from Brian Schulman, number 1, who is the punter. The kick is going to come from the 34-yard line, so it's a 44-yard attempt. His foot is into it, and it is no good. Not good with 42 seconds left to play in the first half. So the Gator defense holds.
Yep, 7 of 10, I think, Jim Gallagher coming into this ball game right there. So he has a 70% success ratio, but he just was wide right there. Gators dodged the bullet, and the defense has just kept the Gators in this ball game. It could be a lot worse from what we've seen on the screen and what we've seen on the field this afternoon, but that Gator defense is holding the ball, holding the Gators in this ball game.
Somebody needs to wake.
She's agreeing with us. She's sad right now.
First and 10 on the 27 as Kerwin Bell drops the throw for Florida and does, and it is incomplete at the 40-yard line, but there was a flag on the play at the 25. And Kurt Crane, the inside linebacker, was the coverage man. Falls is incomplete, assuming the controls. It's first down and 5 at the 32-yard line now for the Gators. Kerwin Bell with a lone setback and 2 slots to the right side, and Bell to throw. He unloads long. He's going long, but it is incomplete. It was intended for Stacy Simmons, 28. It was deep, and Chip Howell was the coverage man.
Good protection up front. Kerwin had the time. If they can find the answer to their passing game at halftime, the Gators have the ability to come back. The offensive line is giving the quarterbacks the time. It's that secondary, that Auburn secondary is doing a nice job covering the Gator wideouts.
Kerwin's release is pretty quick too. He gets rid of the ball in a hurry. Second down and 5 now for the Gators. 29 seconds to play in the first half. They've got the football on their own 32. Bell's pass is complete to Lomack in the flat, and Andre Bruce grabs a hold of him. Andre at 6'6" and 228 pounds really puts the hit on Tony Lomack, who's 5'8", 178. We'll be right yard line. 16 seconds to play in the first half, and as you point out, Jim Yarbrough, they are trying to put points on the board right now with seconds ticking away. Slot to the left side as Kerwin Bell looks to throw and does, and it is incomplete. It was intended out in the flat for Stacy Simmons, 28. Kevin Porter was the coverage man. And so that leaves 11 seconds to go, and it means fourth down.
And they'll have to punt the ball away. But there was an effort right there to move down the field and put the points on the board. They didn't go in the closet on offense, and I commend them.
Yard line, it is fourth down for Florida. They're in their own territory. McAndrew will kick, and he boots. Just seconds left to go in the first half. Fair catch called for by Trey Gaines of Auburn, and they take down the football at the 29-yard line with 4 seconds left to play in the first half.
Well, generally at this point in the ball game, Auburn has well over 200 yards in offense, and they have 157. The Gator defense is hanging in there. They're playing a great offense. They're playing a great team. If the Gators can find some offense at halftime, this game's not out of control.
You're right about that. That's what they've got to do. Kerwin was able to come in and move the football towards the end of the second quarter. So depending on his health, and we see now Berger drops to one knee, and they're going to let the clock run out, and that is the end of the first half with the score of the Auburn Tigers 14 and the Florida Gators nothing. And we'll see what happens in the third quarter. The defense has been nothing short of magnificent in the first half for Florida.
That's right, Jim. The second time Auburn had the football, they had a very impressive long drive, and they got 7 points. The other 7 points came as a result of an 11-yard drive when Florida gave the football up. So, you know, 14-0, the Gators are probably in the locker room saying, could have been much worse. That's what we're saying.
Well, that's correct. The way that Auburn has been running through their opponents so far this season, because they took the measure of Tennessee Chattanooga 42-14. They beat East Carolina 45-0. Tennessee 34-8. Western Carolina 55-6. Vandy 34-9. Georgia Tech 34-10, and 35-6 over Mississippi State. So 9 for Florida. For Florida 25. A passing for the Gators, 3 out of 12 for Auburn, 4 of 11. Penalties, 2 for 9 for Florida, 3 for 15 for Auburn. And the turnovers, 6 for Florida, 2 for Auburn. Kicking off deep and picking up the football, Florida. And they carry across the 20 to the 21-yard line, and carrying the football for the Florida Gators, number 39, Cedric Smith. Brought down by Riggins. There you see the Auburn possessions.
Yeah, Auburn had a great opportunity inside Florida's territory almost all that first half, starting at Florida 48, Florida 32, 34-7, 48. They started 3 drives in their own territory, so that Gator defense really had their back to the wall all afternoon.
Well, they played very, very well in the first half. And now as we begin the second half, Kerwin Bell starting at the quarterback position for the Gators. And his give off on the counter is going to go to Anthony Williams. And Anthony Williams gets about 3 tough yards before Brian Smith and Nate Hill combine on him to make the stop. Jim, so far it looks like either Jeff Roth or Henry Brown would be in strong running for our vote as the Mid-State Federal Player of the Game. Second down and 10 at the 22-yard line for the Gators. I formation with receivers left and right. They trail 14-0, and Kerwin Bell to pass. Out in the flat to Hodges, and he goes out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Kevin Porter, the left corner man, ticks him out. Eric Hodges, the senior walk-on out of Philadelphia. What a nice catch.
Yeah, the guys on the team call him Philly because that's where he's from. The walk-on fifth-year senior. Excellent hands. Kerwin throwing the ball with a lot of strength on the deep out route. Kevin Porter on the hit out of bounds. First down. That's how you like to start an offensive series as you leave the locker room to begin the second half.
I don't know, could we call that Bell to Liberty? First and 10 at the 34-yard line as the Gators get a drive going. Octavius Gould stacked up at the 35-yard line. Short gain on the play. Kurt Crane and Edward Phillips, the linebackers. This telecast of Gator football is being seen by fans all over the state of Florida and the United States. No matter where you are, we'd like to hear from you. Send us a card or letter with a self-addressed stamped envelope, and we'll send you a Gator bumper sticker and a Gator keychain. Your comments are also welcome. Send your card or letter to Gator Television Network, Post Office Box 14485, Gainesville, Florida 32604. Second down 9 on the 35 for Florida. Operating in their own territory, Kerwin Bell 12 throws, and it is incomplete. Ricky Nattil, the intended receiver. Edward Phillips and Brian Smith, a good defensive play for the Tigers of Auburn.
Would have been a first down. Nattil was beyond the marker for the first down, but they just weren't able to come up with a connection.
That brings up third down 9. Ball remains at the 35-yard line.
Good protection. Again, that offensive line doing the job protecting.
Gould is now a slot back to the left side.
4 wide receivers.
Double slot and the single setback for Kerwin Bell as he throws. He's got Nattil, and Nattil steps out of bounds on the far side after getting the first down at the 47-yard line. Kurt Crane and Shan Morris take him out. Ricky Nattil, the senior wide receiver, number 89, makes the catch.
Watch Frank McCarthy, the center, do an excellent job looping around his offensive guard, Bob Sims, to pick up the Benji Rowland, who was stunning right there. But McCarthy doing an excellent job. Kerwin Bell had the time, finds Nattil for the big first down.
Gould and Williams are the backs behind Kerwin Bell as they go with the I. And Gould takes the pitch, comes to the left side, turns inside, maybe gets a yard before he's brought down. But Auburn sniffed that play out. They had it diagnosed. And they take him down. So give him a hard-fought yard there. Kurt Crane, junior inside linebacker, making the tackle.
That was Ricky Nattill's 100th catch as a Florida Gator.
The Rocket. They didn't have to go too far to recruit him either. He lives in Archer, went to Newberry High School. He and Tony Lomack in at the receiver positions. Octavius Gould, and Octavius inside the 45-yard line to the 44 of Auburn before Morris and Edward Phillips make the tackle.
This is a sprint draw. The Gators go into a sprint out pass formation, but they hand the ball off to the tailback instead. The fullback leading a giant gaping hole right there for Octavius Gould, who looked like he might have hurt his knee right there. We hope it's not severe.
6 carries for 16 yards this afternoon. As Kerwin Bell on 3rd and a yard hands off to Massey, who is hit behind the line of scrimmage.
I don't know if he was hit or tripped. Well, looked like he might have tripped on the exchange right there.
Well, we'll get a chance to look at it.
Massey did an excellent job previously. Oh, he just steps on
right.
Kerwin's
He
foot.
did.
The hole was Massey just stepped on his own quarterback's foot.
Gets it off deep, and Gaines will take it down inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. So nice catch, fair catch by Trey Gaines, senior wide receiver, and McAndrew gets off a good boot for Jerry Anderson's special teams unit.
Well, the Florida offense comes out of the locker room and gets some respect right away on that first drive, and if they hadn't have made their own mistake by tripping in the backfield, they perhaps would have had another first down. Auburn wasn't able to stop them. They stopped themselves. Now let's see if the Gator defense can shut down that powerful Auburn offense.
1st and 10 at the 10-yard line. Jeff Berger at the quarterback position with a motion man to the top of the screen, and Berger's give is going to go to Agee, and Agee hits in the middle for 2 tough yards.
2 tight ends. Auburn comes out with a 14-0 lead and starts with 2 tight ends. They know that if they can run that ball successfully, and Fullwood almost has 100 yards right now himself alone running the football, they can eat that clock up.
Give Rondi Weston credit for that last tackle. It's 2nd down and 6 on the 14. And the pitch is going to go to Fullwood. Fullwood is hit and brought down at the 15-yard line. Really stacked up by the Gators. Pat Moore and Ricky Mulberry combining.
Well, when you come out with 2 tight ends, you really put the defense in a bind. That's an extra big blocker on the offensive front. Look at Clifford Charlton fighting Ricky Mulberry. Eludes the block of Agee, who's trying to hunt him down to make the hit on Fullwood.
3rd down 5 at the 15-yard line now for Auburn. Fullwood 15 carries for 97 yards today.
That's a good day's work already.
It is excellent. And Fullwood on the delayed draw gets the call, and he is taken down at the 22-yard line, but he's got the first down. So Fullwood picks up the first down to keep Auburn's drive alive.
Breaking tackles, that's his forte. Great lower center of gravity enables him to maintain that balance and bounce off tacklers.
Armstrong and Oliver combining for the Gators. 1st and 10 at the 22.
Brent Fullwood, of course, from St. Cloud, Florida, suburb of Orlando.
The center of the state. Berger at the quarterback position. He gives off to Agee, and Agee hit down as he hits to the line of scrimmage. Less than 10 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. The Auburn Tigers leading the Florida Gators by a score of 14-0. But the Gator D doing an excellent job. Keith Williams, Scott Armstrong making that last stop for Florida. See those happy Gator fans there. They think that offense is going to get something going here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down 8 on the 24. The pitch goes to Fullwood. He cuts back, and he is taken down at the 28-yard line by Scott Armstrong.
Forward on the carry, Armstrong.
Little misdirection right here. Pitching to the left, and the play is designed so the tailback will run back, will bend back to the right. Arthur White, Pat Moore, looks like Pat Moore, number 45, doing a nice job fighting off the block of Agee right there to make the hit. 3rd down and about a healthy 4.
Fullwood has come out of the ball game, and he's holding his leg. 3rd and 4 at the 28-yard line. Berger, the quarterback, with the eye, and he pitches to Tim Jesse. Jesse turns upfield and turns the corner, and he's bounced out of bounds in front of the Florida bench. Don't know whether he got the first down, but there was a flag on the play. Ricky Mulberry took him out.
Possibly against Auburn right here. Let's see what the call's going to be.
They're going to spot the ball down at the 34-yard line, which would give them the first down, and now the call is against Auburn. And so they're going to march it back.
See if we can pick up the clip as we see Jesse getting to the outside. There's Donaldson blocking on the back of Ricky Mulberry. Looks like that was the clip that they called. You can't hit anyone in the back, whether you're hitting them below or above the waist. You're not allowed to hit anyone in the back. The block was above the waist, but it was nonetheless from the back.
So that is going to move that football back to the 19-yard line. For the clip. 8:28 to play in the 3rd period, and the Tigers of Auburn leading 14-0. 3rd and 13. As we look at the end zone shot, that would be Jesse 25 at the top. Berger to throw for Auburn, does, and it is complete to the 25-yard line. Before he's brought down by Adrian White, Tim Jesse was the receiver coming out of the backfield, 25, and they don't make the first down, so they're going to have to kick away. Brian Schulman, 4 punts for a 42-yard average this afternoon. The line of scrimmage, the 25. It's 4th and 7. He is standing on the 9. He gets off a high spiral, and Ricky Nattiel takes it down at the 31-yard line, turns upfield. He's at the 40 and comes out of bounds in front of the Florida bench at about the 40-yard line. So that gives the Gators excellent field position.
Underline the word excellent. You're not kidding. Anytime you start outside your own 40-yard line or near your own 40, and the Gators are outside their own 40 right here, that's excellent field position for that offense. The offense had some success with their first drive here in the 3rd quarter. They got nothing for it. Let's see what happens.
It's 1st and 10. We're going off the 42-yard line as Kerwin Bell brings his team to the line. Lomack, 37, would be in the slot to the right side, and Nattiel would be split wide to the right. The carry goes to Octavius Gould, and he gets to the 45-yard line. So give him about 3 yards on that one. Edward Phillips, linebacker for Auburn, makes the tackle. Stacy Simmons, 28, checks into the football game. 2nd down and 7. Nattiel will go slot to the right, and Lomack wide to the right. We've got a receiver split to the left as Bell throws, and he's got Anthony Williams coming out of the backfield, and Anthony Williams is close to the first down. Arthur Johnson and Edward Phillips make the tackle for Auburn. Let's see if they give him the first down. He's going to be close to it.
Well, if Auburn has had a weakness on defense, it's giving up yardage via the pass, but generally that happens because their opponents are behind and they're forced to throw the ball a lot. Jimmy Davis doing a nice job. Charlie Wright protecting up front. Anthony Williams, the fullback with the good hands, picks up the first down for the Gators.
So Florida keeps its drive going here as Kerwin Bell comes in to rally the Gators here in the 2nd half. Actually came in late in the 2nd quarter, and they began to move the football towards the end of the 2nd quarter. Now total offense here, Florida's catching up a little bit.
Well, you get a sense that they actually have some momentum on their side right now on offense and defense. They have no points to prove that that's a fact, but we get a sense that that's what's happening.
Slot eye left. Kerwin Bell throws on first down. He gets Anthony Williams again. 2nd completion in a row to the young man from Tampa Plant to the 40-yard line. Going to be a yard short of the first down. Kurt Crane makes the tackle. But what a nice pickup for Anthony Williams.
Oh, some big hits out there by middle linebacker Edward Phillips, number 46. Watch him hit Anthony Williams, but Anthony bounces right off. He knows he's going to get hit. Kurt Crane also over there, and boom. Gators continue to move the football with success here in the 3rd quarter.
2nd and a yard at the 40-yard line, and the Gators are in Auburn territory. I formation, and the carry right straight up the middle by Dwayne Ferguson. 38 goes straight up the middle. The 5'10", 210-pounder from Warner Robins, Georgia.
And the offensive line controlling the line of scrimmage. Bob Sims, David Williams, Frank McCarthy, Charlie Wright, Jimmy Davis. Look at that block by David Williams, knocking his man 10 yards into the secondary.
Nice ball handling, too, by Kerwin Bell, who faked the pitch and came back with a handoff. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line now for Florida's Gators as Kerwin Bell goes to work. Throws out in the flat. It is short, incomplete. Eric Hodges, 10, the intended receiver. Kevin Porter, the left corner man, on the coverage for Auburn, number 3.
Auburn doing a bit of bending right now, but they're not about to break, or they haven't done so here in the 3rd quarter. The Gator offense putting pressure on the Tigers right now. 2nd and 10, the ball on the 31-yard line.
Here are the Gators with 5:18 to play. Gould and Ferguson are the running backs. Ferguson the up back, Gould at the top of the eye, and Kerwin Bell will throw. He unloads, and he's incomplete. Ricky Nattiel was right there, and it goes as incomplete. And Alvin Briggs almost makes the recovery. Shan Morris, number 20, good coverage. So he was well covered.
And he had the first down. He was inside Auburn's 20-yard line. With that catch, it would have been a first down for Florida, but he wasn't able to find the handle.
3rd and 10 on the 31-yard line. So the ball remains right there.
And let's see if Auburn is going to rush and blitz, or are they going to drop back in coverage?
We'll be right back, but first let's take time out for these messages. Yard line, a big 3rd down here, Jim Yarbrough.
Well, Kerwin Bell's been on target. The offensive line giving him protection here in the 3rd quarter. But again, Auburn might be coming with the blitz right now, trying to put pressure on Kerwin Bell rather than drop back the extra defenders in pass coverage.
Slot eye as Kerwin Bell is going to throw. Throws a short one to Gould, and Gould is drilled, taken down right at the line of scrimmage. That brings up 4th down. Brian Smith makes the tackle.
Well, they were gambling that they would catch Auburn in a blitz and hit them with a quick screen. They had the tailback in the flare pattern, but Auburn didn't blitz. They were sitting back and defense that play excellently, and the Gators were shut down.
Well, it's 4th down 11 on the 32. They're going for it. They're not going for the field goal. They're going for it on the 4th down, and they're getting a standing ovation from the crowd here in Gainesville. A lone setback behind Bell. Bell throws, and it is picked off by Auburn's Alvin Briggs, number 4, and then he steps out of bounds right in front of the Florida bench at the 22. Eric Hodges was the intended receiver.
Alvin Briggs, the right cornerback, the junior, doing an excellent job right here. Kerwin under somewhat of a bit of pressure right there, but nonetheless, the ball is thrown for the interception. Actually, it didn't hurt the Gators with a punt. They might have gained backed Auburn up an extra 10 yards, so it really wasn't critical in terms of field position. It was certainly critical in terms of who has the football.
1st and 10 at the 22 for Auburn. Berger hands off, and Fullwood is hit. Looked like Jason Lambert was the first guy to make contact, the freshman from Jacksonville Terry Parker High School. Step forward. Fullwood is over 100 yards for the afternoon as he picks up 3 on the last carry. It's 2nd and 7 at the 25. 3:50 to play in the 3rd quarter. Auburn leading by a score of 14-0. Fullwood 109 yards thus far this afternoon. Donaldson 29, the motion man for the Tigers. The give off is to Fullwood, and he is brought down. First guy to make contact was Charlton, and then it looked like Kerry Watkins took him down.
Vincent Jones, the left guard, trying to trap Clifford Charlton right there. Earlier in the ball game, Fullwood was able to bounce that play outside, but Clifford Charlton refused to get knocked down right there and destructed the play.
Seasonal scholarship will be awarded to the university in honor of the Mid-State Federal Player of the Game.
Auburn's not that big up front, but they're very strong and quick. Their guards only weigh around 240 pounds.
3rd and 7 at the 25-yard line. Berger. Quick one out in the flat to Agee. Agee cuts back. He's still on his feet. Lewis Oliver takes him down after he gets the first down at the 37-yard line. An alert play by Oliver, the sophomore from Belle Glade.
Now this is the same kind of play the Gators just tried on their last possession. A quick flare screen to catch the Gators in a blitz. And Agee's outside all by himself. Kerry Watkins misses a tackle right here, and he's going to pick up an extra 7 or 8 yards.
7 turnovers for Florida. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Receivers left and right out of the eye. And again, Fullwood with the carry. Still on his feet, and he's across the midfield stripe. And he will be taken out of bounds on the near sideline at the 22-yard line by Jarvis Williams. So Fullwood taken out of bounds, and he's hurting.
Brent Fullwood does this at least once or twice every ball game. Busts a tackle. There's 1, there's 2. There's a big hit right there that Adrian White is not able to wrap him up. Adrian, one of the biggest hitters, hardest hitters on the team, but Fullwood breaks the tackle finally. Jarvis Williams knocks him out of bounds.
Back with more, but first, these messages. The football on the 22 of Florida, and Auburn has it 1st and 10 with 2:14 to play in the third quarter. They lead 14-0, and they get a couple of yards on that play. Reggie Ware, the fullback, with the carry as he gets inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Fullwood was hit hard, shook up on the last play, and he's had 20 carries for 153 yards this afternoon. It's 2nd and 7 now for the Auburn Tigers, and the football is on the 19-yard line. Gain is 19 in motion, and the give-off is going to go to Ware, and Ware to the, call it the 16-yard line, before he's brought down by Arthur White, the inside linebacker for the Gators.
Big, strong Reggie Ware, 243 pounds.
Like trying to stop a freight train. 3rd down and 2 on the 15. And AG checks into the ball game. Jason Lambert, number 59, checks in for Florida. They go with the wishbone, and the give-off goes to Ware, and he doesn't get the first down, I don't believe. Just give the front wall of Florida and Arthur White the coverage with Williams, Roth, and Weston, and Lambert all there. Ball moves to the 14-yard line, so that brings up 4th down and a yard on the 14. So the kicking team comes on. Chris Knapp is the place kicker. He is a junior from Americus, Georgia. He's had one place kicking attempt for a field goal earlier in the game.
Well, Pat Dye having a lot of discussion with his staff over there. If it had been closer, he'd want to go for it. He's going to call a timeout. Maybe no, they're going to go ahead and kick it.
The kick is going to come from the 22, a 32-yard attempt, and it is good. And Auburn now leads 17-0, and we'll be right back. Across the 20 to the 22-yard line. So a nice return for that young man. John Dobbs, 31, brings him down as young Mr. Knapp gets the field goal. 8 plays, 64 yards, 4:05 possession time, a 31-yarder.
And the big run by Brent Fullwood, responsible for those 3 points.
Still have to give that defense a lot of credit. They stiffened and they held them to the 3 points. And there's Albert doing the boogaloo there. Anthony Williams and Octavius Gould in the backfield for Florida as Kerwin Bell drops to throw on first down. He gets Mark McGriff, the tight end, and McGriff picking up the first down across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Chip Powell takes him out. That is Mark McGriff's first catch as a Gator.
Now this is a rare view right here to see the tight end catching the football. Mark McGriff hasn't had the opportunity to date, but he gets a chance right here and comes up with a fine catch. Mark McGriff, the sophomore, I think he's got a bright future at that game position.
He's right here in Gainesville. His dad's in the Florida Gator Athletic Hall of Fame. We'll be right back after this. Here in Gainesville, 1st and 10 on the 37-yard line, and the Florida Gators have possession of the football. They trail 17-0 on the Auburn Tigers, ranked number 5 of the nation, 7-0 coming in here. Kerwin Bell has come on to do just an excellent job coming off an injury. This is the first time he's been in uniform in a month. Bell looking now, throws, and it is complete to Natil for the first down into Auburn territory. Alvin Briggs takes him out, number 4. Let's look at it as we see some happy Gators.
Well, there's the protection by the offensive line. Kerwin finds Natil on the out route. Watch Mark McGriff throw the block after Natil catches the football. Watch McGriff come up here and boom! Hits 39, Kurt Crane, who's standing around taking a picture.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line, and the give off to Gould, and Gould to the, call it the 43 before he's brought down. So a nice carry for the young man from Jersey. Edward Phillips, junior linebacker, makes the tackle for Auburn.
You know, one thing they tell defensive players is never stand around a pile because someone's going to look you up and knock you down. Mark McGriff hustling. on the offense. The Gators moving the football.
Well, he started out as the third tight end and has moved into a starting role and has done an excellent job this afternoon catching a pass and blocking well. 2nd and 7 at the 44-yard line. As Kerwin Bell throws a short one, it is almost intercepted. It was intended for Wayne Williams coming out of the backfield, and Andre Bruce, 93, almost intercepted the football.
Well, that's that 6'6" outside linebacker that the Auburn Tigers are so proud of. He smells screen right now. He realizes that this is a trick, that they're inviting him in to rush the quarterback, so he breaks on the ball right there, almost comes up with the interception.
The way he's played this afternoon, instead of an A on his helmet, it should be an S for Superman.
3rd and 7.
At the 44-yard line for the Gators. Kerwin Bell with a lone setback, and he's got 2 slot wideouts and 2 wide people. Ricky Nattil fighting and on his feet. I think he's got the first down to the 31-yard line. Andre Bruce makes the tackle, but it looks like the Rocket picked up the first down.
Well, Kerwin sees that they're playing very soft on the coverage right here on the slot back, so he dumps it out to Nattil, and the linebacker, Crane, misses the tackle. Andre Bruce finally breaking on Nattil to make the hit, but not before Nattil picks up a critical first down here early in the 4th quarter.
At the 36-yard line, Kerwin Bell throws complete to Darrell Woolard at the 15-yard line. The freshman from Gainesville Eastside High School makes the catch. Kevin Porter, the left corner man, makes the tackle.
Darrell Woolard runs a circle route or a hook route, hooking behind the linebackers in front of Kevin Porter, the cornerback. Just as he makes his turn and leaps for the football, Kerwin has it there for him.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line now for the Gators of Florida, as Bell has him knocking on Auburn's door. Early in the 4th quarter, Gould with a carry on the cutback. Gould to the 11-yard line before he goes down. Kevin Porter, number 3, takes him down, but it looks like he might have just slipped on the turf.
Yeah, he got a little anxious. He realized there was a lot of green pasture in front of him. Only Porter stood in his way, and he tripped.
He could see the promised land right in front of him. 13 minutes and 3 seconds to play. Auburn 17, Florida nothing. Kerwin Bell 11 for 20, 114 yards. Receivers left and right, a split backfield. Gould and Anthony Williams. And Kerwin Bell to Anthony Williams. Anthony Williams knocked out of bounds inside the 3-yard line by Brian Smith.
A little bit of a bootleg action there to the short side of the field. Kerwin reverses out, fakes the handoff, and there's his fullback standing in the flat before Brian Smith can get over there and knock him out of bounds.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line. The Gators knocking on Auburn's door. Kerwin Bell has been super in the 2nd half. Bell hands to Gould. Gould fights down right to the goal line. I mean, we're talking inches. Kurt Crane makes the tackle.
Octavius Gould almost carries an Auburn Tiger in the end zone with him. There's Anthony Williams throwing the block. Crane hits him, but he dives forward to, I think, about the half-a-foot line, we'll call it.
Gould and Williams behind Bell in the eye. Williams the up back. Kerwin Bell straight ahead, touchdown Florida. The Gators have scored. Kerwin Bell on the quarterback keeper right up the middle. And the crowd on its feet at Florida Field. 12 minutes and 9 seconds to play. The Gators on the board.
Frank McCarthy.
Nice block.
Bob Sims making the critical blocks that allow the quarterback to sneak in the end zone.
Bird will snap. Ewing will hold. Dawson will attempt the extra point. Here's the snap. His foot is into it. Splits the upright. And the score is now 17-7. Auburn leading Florida. The Gators have just scored. We'll be right back. In the end zone by Tommy Agee. He's still on his feet, and he's squirmed under at the 18-yard line, but there is a flag on the play, and it could be for a clip.
Well, that'll definitely pin Auburn deep in their own territory, and they're going to be facing an aroused Florida defense. The Florida offense got some respect with that last drive, and now the defense is out to meet the challenge of this powerful Auburn War Eagle offense.
Steve Loden is the guy down there for Florida, number 30, and it is going to go against Auburn, and they're setting them back. Here's the scoring drive. 10 plays, 79 yards, 3:05 possession time. Kerwin Bell's 1-yard run does the job. Jeff Dawson's kick is good. 74,521 in attendance this afternoon.
And in that last play, Jim Gallagher,
third largest crowd in the history of the Florida field.
Excuse me, in the last drive, Darrell Woolard coming up with that terrific catch. Kerwin Bell delivered the football.
That was the key grab. That, I think, and probably McGriff's catch started the momentum. 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line for Auburn. The give-off is going to go to Fullwood, and he is stacked up by that Florida defense.
At least 8 Gators in on that tackle. Fullwood so dangerous, even though Auburn's pinned back in their own territory. This is one of the best backs in the United States. Every time he gets the ball, he could go all the way.
Yeah, he is just a great back. Just looking at some of the tape on him, he's just unbelievably good. 2nd and 8 at the 11-yard line for the Auburn Tigers. Again, Fullwood gets the carry, bounces off one man, but you've got to give Scott Armstrong a lot of credit. He grabbed a hold of him and took him down just like you would be having to rope and take down a big bull.
Pat Moore, the other inside linebacker, hit Fullwood initially. Then Fullwood did a 360 spin, and then he ran right into Scott Armstrong, who was waiting for him. 3rd and 6.
At the 14-yard line. The crowd is on its feet cheering this defense. They're trying to hold Auburn. They want to get that ball back for the offense. Berger taken down. The quarterback taken down. Flag on the play. Rondi Weston makes the tackle for the Gators. See this gentleman here listening to David Steele and Norm Carlson on the radio. It was a hold, and it's going against Auburn.
Scott Bolton, the wide receiver, tried to hold Jarvis Williams right there. That was a designed quarterback draw. This play is in the playbook. Quarterback takes 2-3 steps back. There's some trap blocking up front, but no, look at Rondi Weston close. Look at Jeff Roth fight off the block of All-American prospect Ben Tamberlin.
4th and 3 on the 16 is the situation. We're looking at Brian Shulman, the punter. 5 kicks, averaging 43 yards this afternoon. Standing back on his 1, gets it off at about the 6. It is high. And Natil will take it down at the 39. He turns upfield and goes down at the 47-yard line. So Florida gets the football with excellent field position. 10 minutes and 21 seconds to play in a 17-7 ball game. And Florida's had the mode going in the second half. 44-yard kick.
Well, they got to maintain that momentum if they're going to have any possibility at all of winning this football game. Of course, that's what they're out there for, is to win it. 10-21. They need to get on the board again and again.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line now for the Gators. Gould and Williams are the setbacks behind Kerwin Bell. Working off the eye. Bell throws. He's going long for Eric Hodges. Incomplete.
Oh, my goodness. Was Eric Hodges wide open? Kevin Porter had bit on the out route. Kerwin Bell did the pump.
Let's look at it.
Just couldn't get the ball out there far enough for Hodges. Look at the pump. Now he's up the sideline. Kevin Porter has lost the coverage, and Hodges just can't get back to get to the football. My, oh, my, oh, my.
We were talking a sure touchdown there, too. 2nd and 10 at the 47. For the Florida Gators. Kerwin Bell with the eye. Williams is the up back. Bell moves out of the pocket to throw. Looks upfield, throws, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Ricky Natil, at the 36-yard line. Shan Morris on the coverage, number 20, and it falls as incomplete. There was a flag on the play at the 43. Could be for a hold. If so,
yeah, they did signal it is a holding call.
We'll wait before we make the decision, but they're talking to the Auburn defensive captain, and it is for a hold, and it's against Florida, and it's been declined.
Holding on Florida decline.
Now it'll be 3rd and 10.
At the 47-yard line. 10 minutes to play in the game. The Auburn Tigers lead the Florida Gators 17-7. Florida's offense has come back and just done an excellent job here in this second half.
Ed Frazier, number 1 in the ball game. They're going with
all the wide receivers. McGriff has just checked out, so they've got a lot of receivers in the football. They're going with 4 wideouts. A lone setback. Williams behind Kerwin Bell, and Bell is being chased, and he throws, and it is complete to Frazier, and he gets to the 45-yard line of Auburn, but that's going to be short of a first down, and there's a flag on the play
roughing
back at the 30.
Roughing the passer.
The forward motion took the football to the 45-yard line of Auburn. .9:49 to play.
That might be a dead ball penalty, too. They might just add that one on. No, they're not. They're going to bring it back to the line of scrimmage.
So they march it off from the line of scrimmage. It gives them the first down inside the 40 of Auburn. Takes them down to the 38-yard line.
And Frazier coming up with a nice catch right there. They were short of the first down, but a mistake, a mental mistake on the Auburn defense, hitting Kerwin Bell after he released the football. Personal foul. Kerwin seems to have shaken off the effects of the hit, though. He's injured, obviously. He's got that bum leg. Playing with a lot of courage out there this afternoon.
He certainly is, and of course with the leg problem, that of course reduces the mobility. So they basically know that he mostly has to always throw the football. It's 1st and 10 at the 38, 9:40 to play in the game. I formation, and the give off is going to go to Octavius Gould, and he takes it down close to the 30-yard line. Kirk Crane, the inside linebacker, makes the tackle.
Now that Gator offensive line has got some meanness about them right here in the second half. They're knocking people around at that line of scrimmage. Looks like they got back there and said, hey, we've had enough of this stuff. Let's go knock some people down. And that offensive line is controlling the football, controlling the ball game here in the second half. 2nd
and 3 at the 31-yard line. Ricky Nattil in the ball game. The call goes to Gould, and Gould has the first down inside the 30. To the 28, at least it looks like. I might have called too early. Edward Phillips makes the tackle, but it's going to be very close if he doesn't have it.
What you're seeing is that not only are the backs finding a little bit of room, there's a lot of room. There's only one Auburn defender making the tackle, maybe 1 or 2. It's not like 5 or 6 guys hitting the ball carrier every time he touches the football. So that offensive unit has really come together here in the second half, and they're playing against the number 2 total defensive team in the Southeastern Conference, a team that's only given up a little over 7 points per ball game.
They've got the first down. But Jim and I feel that Kerwin Bell and Scott Armstrong have played very well and both deserve consideration for the Mid-State Federal Player of the Game, which we'll be picking in just a few moments as we look at Scott Armstrong. The defense cheering that offense on. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. Here comes Florida. Here's Kerwin Bell. Frank McCarthy is up over the football. Williams, is he up back in the eye? At the top of the eye, Octavius Gould. Kerwin Bell to throw. He does. It's short. He's got McGriff caught at the 24-yard line. Kevin Porter, the left corner man, on the coverage, and McGriff is down.
Oh,
Mark McGriff, a sophomore from Gainesville, went to Gainesville High School. We'll be right back after this.
10 in anything is tough, but there is one carpet that earns a perfect 10. One carpet combined.
Time left in this ball game, 7 minutes and 10 seconds. Florida on the board with a 51-yard boot. And John David Francis kicks off deep. A.G. will take it in the end zone genuflect on one knee and take it out to the 20, where the Tigers will put it in play. You know, the last time that Robert McGinney kicked a field goal in a college football game was for Auburn against Florida.
Very rarely do you see a player transfer within the same conference, but my, oh my, what pressure was on that young man, and did he ever deliver?
Went to Fletcher High School in Jacksonville Beach. It's 9 plays, 18 yards, possession 3-11, and McGinney's 51-yard field goal does the job. 17-10. Berger at the quarterback controls. The pitch goes to Fullwood. Fullwood trying to turn it. He's swarmed under at the 22-yard line.
Terry Watkins from the corner coming up in support. Clifford Charlton, big Keith Williams on the bottom of that tackle. Keith, the senior, playing his last Saturday afternoon at Florida Field.
Here's that lady with the gator, just like you have. 6 minutes and 45 seconds to play. 2nd and 8 at the 22. Florida wants that football back. Gaines, 19 in motion for the Auburn Tigers. The give-off is going to go to A.G. trying to turn upfield, and is hit at the 24-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down. Big Rondi Weston, the sophomore out of Belgrade, Florida, makes the hit for the Gators.
Florida's arguing they thought they came up with a football, but it was not a fumble, though. There's no indication that the ball was given up, but the Gators thought they had it. That defense is swarming. A giant 3rd down here. This is a giant 3rd down. Auburn having success throwing the football now. They're not the same type of ball club they had been in the past, where they could not pass.
3rd and 5 at the 25. Berger looks at the Florida D. Berger drops the throw. He's got plenty of time out in the flat. He's complete to Fullwood. Fullwood still on his feet, and finally taken down after he gets the first down at the 42-yard line by Lewis Oliver. So Fullwood makes the big play for Auburn. Let's take a look at it.
All right, the offensive line, Big Ben. Tamburello, the center, doing a nice job up front, holding away Keith Williams and finding out of the grasp of Arthur White, Brent Fullwood. Lewis Oliver finally coming up with a tackle. They escaped the bullet right there.
Give an assist to Scott Armstrong for sure. 1st and 10 at the 43. High formation now for Auburn. They lead 17-10. The pitch goes to Jesse, and Jesse gets across the 45 to the 46-yard line for a 3-yard pickup. He is a senior at 198 pounds, number 25. Arthur White makes the tackle for the Gators.
Auburn wants to eat that clock up, and they can do it with their ball control offense. And
Berger 7 for 14 this afternoon, 85 yards. I mentioned that Robert McGinney's field goal is the 6th longest in Florida history. Of course, Chris Perkins holds the record for the longest. 2nd down 6 at the 47. Waiting for the snap is Berger, and he gives off to Ware, and Ware goes to the midfield stripe, but he is going to be short of the first down. Scott Armstrong making that tackle.
Henry Brown also
Henry Brown
knifing in from his tackle position, knocking the feet out from the ball carrier.
4 minutes and 25 seconds to play. 3rd and 2, and the ball spotted down right at the 50. The clock ticks away. The Tigers lead 17-10.
4:07, 4:06.
See, Florida is going to be coming at them with everything they've got. The pitch is to Fullwood, and it looks like he's got the first down. About the 47-yard line. Lewis Oliver and Arthur White make the tackle. So Auburn working on that clock, trying to protect their 7-point lead. The Gators wanting that football back.
And they stop the clock temporarily as they move the chains, but here it goes again. 3:52, 3:51.
Well, Auburn gets that first down, and so they keep their drive going, keep working on the clock. Fullwood back in the football game now. Tommy Agee, the up back, as they go with the eye. Berger's done all the way at quarterback, done an excellent job for them this afternoon. The pitch is going to go to Fullwood. He tries to turn it upfield, and Scott Armstrong and a host of Gators meet him, at the 46-yard line. Scott Armstrong, Keith Williams first there to greet him.
Steve Stipe, number 95, also again starting at that outside linebacker position this afternoon. He and Jason Lamberth doing a nice job.
Lamberth is just a freshman, so what a great career that he'll have here at Florida, the way he's played this year.
3:07, 3:06. The clock continues to tick away.
2nd down and 8 on the 45-yard line. Florida's D has been tested every way you can possibly imagine this afternoon. Getting the call is Ware. He goes right up the gut and across the 40 to the 39-yard line. The big 243-pound freight train junior. And Keith Williams makes the tackle for Florida. So that brings up 3rd down, short yardage once again for Auburn. And there's 2 minutes and just over 30 seconds. Now 30 seconds left on the clock. So the clock working against the Gators right now. This is going to be a big 3rd down. 3rd and 2 at the 38.
Auburn wants to get in that 3-point territory, put the Gators out of reach.
They're taking all the time they possibly can. See if they can pick up this 1st down. Fullwood gets the call, and he's got the 1st down to the 35-yard line. Brought down by White and Armstrong. Well, no one is leaving the stadium early today. No one is conceding anything to Auburn with just a little over 2 minutes to play in the game.
Yeah, the kids up front for Auburn are doing a great job. Stacy Searles, number 60. Jan Cowart, number 53. Ben Tamborello, the center, 55. Vincent Jones, 57, the left guard. And Big Jim Thompson, number 54, the left tackle. When they needed it here late in the 4th quarter, they're killing that clock.
Less than 2 minutes to play. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. And the give-off is going to go to Ware. And there's a fumble on the play. And the Gators have recovered the football. With 1:41 to go. Webby Burnett, a freshman from Pensacola. Pensacola High School makes the recovery. As we look at Dr. Marshall Kreiser, the president of the University of Florida.
Unbelievable that the ball is given up right here. Let's see if it's stripped away. No, it was by maybe Charlton from the outside. Arthur White or Clifford Charlton. Maybe Webby Burnett. We're not sure who got the credit, but nonetheless, Florida has the football.
It was Burnett, 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. 1:41 to play. Kerwin Bell, number 12. Frank McCarthy, the center, up over the football. Slot offense to the left side as Bell rolls on play action, being chased. Ball bobbled in the air. I don't know what they're going to call that, but no matter what they call that, it's recovered by the University of Florida. And we may have a face mask.
Yeah, Kerwin was twisted and turned, and evidently they grabbed the face mask. That's the indication that the referee gave.
1:32 to play. That's the clock situation right now.
Yes, see, again, he's tugging at the imaginary face bar. Maybe it was going to be a 5-yard penalty, unintentional, or it could be the 15.
Now they're going to make the call. Was face mask against Auburn, and that sets the football right back to the 30. Now they're going to mark it off. I thought they were going to call the unintentional, but they take the full penalty, and that moves it to the 49-yard line of Auburn.
Well, that's a big break for Florida. It looked like he let go of it when he realized what was happening, but I think the official saw Kerwin's head twist with the power of Tracy Rocker's arm right there, so he flagged him for 15.
Here we go. We've got 4 wideouts in the game. Kerwin Bell at the quarterback slot. Anthony Williams alone setback. Bell being rushed. Throws. He's got Octavius Gould. And let's see if they give him the catch at the 42-yard line. Incomplete. Arthur Johnson, the strong safety, was the coverage man. Octavius Gould coming out of the backfield.
Auburn looping and twisting up front. Kerwin getting the protection. Gould just can't come up with the ball. Clearly dropped the football. It is 2nd and 10 on the 50.
Good call by the official. 2nd and 10. 1:17 to play.
A lot of time when you throw the football.
Kerwin Bell is the quarterback. And Bell being blitzed, steps out, throws complete to Gould. Gould still on his feet, taken out in front of the Florida bench at the 38-yard line, a first down, stopping the clock with 1:08 to play. Kevin Porter, the left corner man, takes him out.
Yeah, Kerwin Bell has no speed per se, but is he ever nifty? Is he ever quick? Watch right here as he avoids the rush of Andre Bruce, and he just steps aside a lot like Jim Plunkett has that ability. Not much speed, but tremendous quickness. Porter knocking Gould out of bounds. The clock is stopped, 1:08.
2 setbacks. First and 10 on the 38-yard line of Auburn for Florida. Kerwin Bell being chased, and he lets go and gets Willard. Willard cuts back. The ball goes out of bounds.
He fumbles out of bounds.
Out of bounds. It's Florida's football.
Florida's football, and the clock is stopped. Now Willard's been working on that all fall.
I don't think he's been practicing that.
Oh my goodness, watch him catch the football. Kerwin's under great pressure. Now he says, oh, I got to get out of bounds. But now he forgets the football. But there it goes. The clock is stopped. The Gators had possession. They maintained possession.
56 seconds to play. First and 10 on the 25. Look at Albert. He is so excited about this. I formation. Kerwin Bell dropping, and their flags on the play looked like illegal procedure and most likely will go against Florida. At least that was what we noticed from the booth. It is, and it does.
Someone missed the snap count in the heat of the battle and the excitement and all the noise. Evidently someone didn't hear the snap. Just a shade early, Charlie Wright, just a shade early, but that's all that counts. They flagged him for illegal procedure. Still first down. No time used on the clock.
Kerwin Bell, 16 for 28. First and 15 at the 30. Waiting for the snap is Kerwin Bell. Bell drops. He throws. He's got Natil. He steps out of bounds at the 5-yard line. It is complete. It is complete. The Gators have the football at the 5, and it's first down.
College football, all you need is 1 foot in bounds. You have to have possession of the ball as we look at Ricky Natil in 1 foot. Does he have the foot in bounds?
Yes,
Yes!
sir.
What a catch by the Rocket.
First and goal at the 5, 44 seconds to play.
Which is an eternity when you're on the opponent's 4-yard line and you can throw the football as well.
17 to 10 the score. The Gators trail. They are knocking on Auburn's door. What a magnificent effort by Florida this afternoon. What a super comeback in the second half. Bell throws it up in the air, and it is incomplete.
Wisely thrown, way out of bounds. Kerwin has no chance at all right there. They had some success with that little reverse bootleg action, dumped the ball to the fullback earlier in the second half, but right there it was not there, so he threw it in the stands.
We look at Pat Dye. His team 7-0 coming in here, ranked number 5 in the nation. 3-0 in the Southeastern Conference.
Second down.
At the 5, Kerwin Bell with 2 setbacks. Gould and Anthony Williams behind him. Bell looks, throws for the end zone for Natil. He's got it! Touchdown, Florida! Touchdown, Florida! 17 to 16 with 36 seconds left. Now, what do you do?
Arthur Johnson, number 40, is caught in a pick situation by Eric Hodges. Ricky Natil has the speed to sprint away from the safety. Man-on-man coverage. He just can't catch him. Ricky flared into the end zone, dove for the corner, sprinted to the corner. Kerwin delivers the strike. The Gators call timeout to debate the issue. And don't ask me. I don't know.
Well, I don't see number 17 on the field.
Well, you know, if they tied, it would be a moral victory, but I don't know that they won a moral victory. They won an outright victory.
Larry Kirksey, the running back coach, Galen Hall talking with Kerwin Bell.
I think they've made up their mind to go for 2 and
36 seconds to play.
All right, you got a slot formation. You got Eric Hodges on the outside, Ricky Nattil on the inside, and he flares out. Kerwin lays the ball up.
Perfect.
Johnson just cannot keep up with the speed of Ricky the Rocket Nattil.
Now we wait. No matter what happens, we can't take anything away from Florida's players and coaches today.
Or Auburn. Auburn comes in here 7-0. Have played a tremendous football game. The Gators come from behind, but neither one of these teams are going to be a loser in this ball game.
Here we go. They're going for the 2. Here is Bell at the line. A lone setback. Anthony Williams behind him. 2 slots. The wideouts are to the right side. Bell rolling. Bell's got the time. He's under pressure. He's going to make the count. Bell makes the 2. 18-17.
Oh, my. Oh,
we'll be back with more right after this. 18-17. Kerwin Bell makes the 2 and scores 36 seconds to play.
All right, Jim, because of the celebration, the Gators are going to be penalized. Dead ball foul. They're going to move it back 10 yards. 15 yards, they're moving the ball back. Oh, my goodness, now the Gators really have to kick that ball away. Auburn's got 36 seconds. They know how to throw the football. All they need is a field goal. 36 seconds is a lot of time still.
It certainly is. I think the decision would be to go ahead and kick it as far as you possibly can.
15-yard penalty for the celebration. I think that's rather severe.
I do too.
You know, not.
They weren't in the booth to watch you celebrate.
But I'm talking about just in general, for a team to celebrate and to get a 15-yard penalty, that's rather severe. But nonetheless, it's McGinney out there. I think it's going to kick the football.
No, it's John David Francis, number 5, yeah. Yeah, he's got a great leg. There's no question about that. He's very, very capable player. He's done an excellent job. Walk on out of Stark, Florida, near Gainesville, and just been super on special teams for them.
Well, they need some screaming banshees right here to sprint down the field and make the hit.
Well, he kicks it off. It's going to be taken by Auburn on the 25-yard line.
Forward.
And Fullwood has the football, and Fullwood's still on his feet and fighting, and he gets to the 50-yard line.
29 seconds. What an athlete Brent Fullwood is.
Now, Basil Benjamin brings him down, and so
he was an eyelash away from breaking that all the way.
He was, no question about that.
Here's Auburn at the line of scrimmage. First down on the 50.
29 seconds to play. Jeff Berger's gone all the way. He's got Fullwood in the slot. He's dropping the throw. They're looking to get the football to him. They get it out to A.G. A.G. comes out of bounds on the near side, but there's no gain, but he stops the clock with 24 seconds to play.
Auburn's thinking 3.
Yeah.
How close can we get to get 3? Obviously, they'll take the 7 if it comes their way, but they're thinking 3.
So Florida's defense once again is in a tough situation. Kerwin Bell, 18 for 31, 182 yards, our Mid-State Federal Player of the game. There is no doubt about that. That was an easy decision to make. What a great comeback he has had off the injury. Berger dropping the throw, second down, 10 for Auburn. He lets go. It is caught for a first down at the 37-yard line by Lawyer Tillman, number 85. Let's replay that two-point conversion. Adrian White, the strong safety, made the tackle.
Well, Kerwin Bell right here finds no one open. Auburn, tremendous pass coverage. Kerwin, bad leg and all, sprints to the end zone for the 2.
There's a lot of irony in that. The guy with the worst wheels on the field carries it in for the 2.
Now Auburn has picked up the first down. They stopped the clock with 18 seconds. They're on the 37-yard line.
18 seconds to play in this ball game. And this has been a great one. Well, this is the 63rd meeting between these two teams, so you know what great rivalry that there is between the two. As they talk, Pat Dye, the head coach at Auburn, and there's Jeff Berger, the fine young quarterback for them, who has led them to 7 straight wins. The president of the University of Florida, Dr. Marshall Kreiser. I think he was about as excited as anybody in the stadium. Ball at the 37-yard line. 18 seconds to play. Jeff Berger, the quarterback. I formation.
Draw.
He gives off to Brent Fullwood. Stacked up. Arthur White and Clifford Charlton take him down.
Hey, that was a great call. That was a great call by Pat Dye and Auburn staff, thinking they'd catch Florida, thinking pass, but that Gator defense knocked Fullwood down at the line of scrimmage. Auburn needs, I think, maybe another 10 yards to get in a realistic field goal range, although this one would be about 52 or 3 yards, but they have another opportunity to move the football forward right now.
13 seconds to play, and remember this, Auburn has 1 timeout left. So, Galen Hall listening in the defensive huddle, and this is probably the first time that I've ever seen him in the defensive huddle in 2 years of broadcasting Florida games here on the Gator Television Network. Florida defensive coaches talking to their troops, giving them the word.
What a job that defensive staff has done. Ty Smith, Jim Dickey, Dan Coughlin.
2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line. Of course, the defensive coordinator, Coach Uralian, done a great job here at Florida. 2nd and 10 on the 36 for Auburn. 13 seconds to play. Berger drops the throw. He's got time. Unloads. And it is incomplete. Almost picked off by Florida. The intended receiver was Scott Bolton. 24. Falls is incomplete. We got 6 seconds left. Auburn's got 1 timeout.
They're debating. Do we try another play and maybe the clock will kill us? Or do we kick the field goal right now? Here comes the field goal team.
Florida leading by 1 point. 18-17 on a superb effort by the offense in the second half. Chris Knapp, a junior from Americus, Georgia, number 8,
yards.
will try the kick from 53 away. Schulman will hold. Pat Mote is the snapper, and we're waiting to see what happens down. His foot is into it, and it is in the air. It's going to be no good. No good.
The Gators.
Florida wins the game. There's 1 second left. 1 second left on the clock. 1 second left on the clock.
What a comeback.
As we look at Galen Hall.
The ball doesn't have a chance. He just wasn't able to get enough into it. It's going to be wide right in, about 7, 8 yards short.
A good solid effort, but short. 1 second left to play on the clock.
Look at Galen Hall and the team celebrate on the...
They're going to let it drop off, and that's it. Florida has won 18-17.
One of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen in any kind of football game, any place, anywhere, against a powerful, maybe number 4 or 5 ranked team in the country.
Unbeaten. 7-0 coming in here. And a great football team.
Kerwin Bell, what a story. What an effort.
He's been out a month, coming off an injury, and it's a knee injury, and he's the guy that ran into the end zone for the 2
look
points.
at Galen. He can't
Made the difference. So Galen Hall notches another victory, and the Gators go to 21, 5-1 as under Galen Hall.
Maybe we don't call that one another victory. I think that might be his greatest victory.
Great victory.
I've lost my voice.
No question about that. Florida's record now goes to 4-4 on the year. And of course next week it's the Georgia Bulldogs Let's let you look at that two-point play one more time. Here it is.
Here's one of the fastest guys on the University of Florida team. Right? Wrong. Kerwin Bell with a bad knee and all. No one is open. Tracy Rocker forces Kerwin out of the pocket. He says, oh, what have I got to do? Get across the goal line just before they hit him. What an effort.
We'll be back in just a moment, but first, these messages. 18, Auburn 17, a stunning upset of the number 5 unbeaten team in the nation, the Auburn Tigers, 7-0 coming into this game, 3-0 in the Southeastern Conference, beaten this afternoon by Florida by 1. And Kerwin Bell, a magnificent comeback for him, coming on in the second quarter, taking over the football team and driving them to victory, running for the two-point conversion. But you've got to go back to that 51-yard kick by Robert McGinty. 2 comeback stories. Kerwin Bell comes back from injury. Robert McGinty comes back from oblivion. And McGinty was at Auburn, and he was told by Pat Dye that they were going to go with a younger kicker. And so he transferred to Florida, sat out a year, and he comes back today and does the Rocky story.
Yeah, what a story. What a second half by that entire Gator football team.
It's just been super. Next week we will be in Jacksonville to bring you the annual Florida-Georgia game. And what a great, great rivalry that has been over the years, just as this Auburn and Florida rivalry has been. Now Auburn has a one loss in the Southeastern Conference, but yet they play Georgia and they play Alabama. So Auburn is still, even if they were to tie at the end of the year with an Alabama or a Georgia in the Southeastern Conference, but they beat them head up, they can still win the Southeastern Conference and go to the Sugar Bowl. So they're disappointed, but they're a long way from out of the Sugar Bowl. Well, this has been a super football game to broadcast today. Kerwin Bell, our Mid-State Federal Player of the Game, a great comeback today at Florida Field. Join us next week from Jacksonville. For Jim Yarborough, I'm Jim Gallagher. So long from a happy Florida Field.
Florida football is brought